All right, last but not least, it's Tuesday. It's power rankings. All of the games for the week have been played. We've seen everybody in action. No bye weeks yet. No worrying about people taking time off. We got 32 teams to look at and see who's good and who's not, or at least according to me. Again, it would take forever to go through all 32 teams on this list. If you want to look at the whole thing, do not worry. I am a Renaissance man. I write too. You can go to foxsports.com and read all of my justifications. You go to the Fox Sports app, go check us out on YouTube and watch the whole thing if you're listening. But for the purposes of this, for the purposes of not droning on for an hour, I'm just going to hit up the bottom, middle, and top of the league to give you an idea of where things stand heading into week 3. And we got to start all the way down here at number 32, the Chicago Bears. And that feels really mean. And I apologize to all of the Bears fans out there because I don't think you're actually the worst team in the NFL. But you sure have looked like it through 2 weeks, guys. There were a lot of expectations, a lot of hope that this season was going to mean something in Chicago. And I suppose that it still could. Again, we don't write obituaries in September. But even Bears fans will agree that this has to be the team that has shown the least to this point during the NFL season. I truly believe that. I mean, look at the teams that are down there with you. The Houston Texans, cool, they're 0-2, but CJ Stroud almost threw for 400 yards the other day. Like, there's stuff to feel good about there. The Arizona Cardinals are actively thought to be tanking by a lot of people, and they have shown more fight through 2 games than the Chicago Bears. The offensive line is a wreck. The defense is banged up, and even when it's not, it hasn't been pretty. And the elephant in the room, the bear in the room, the Buckeye in the room, whatever you want to say, Justin Fields does not look like a guy that's about to make the year 3 leap. It's a mess in Chicago. If you're on Twitter for more than 5 minutes, you'll see it. But I think the Bears will move up over time, at least for Bears fans' sake. I hope they do. But here, after 2 games, they are thoroughly deserving of this place on the list, and that's dead last. How about a high riser in the 20s? The Tennessee Titans moving up 6 spots this week to number 22. And they're there because I feel like I owe the Tennessee Titans an apology. Like I had them at 28 when the season started. I think I might have even had them at 30. And I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl contender, but the Tennessee Titans, they just play football. And I made the mistake of forgetting that. Like they don't have the flashy quarterback. They don't have a defensive roster full of all these stars. Yeah, I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is a known name, but closer to the end of his career than the beginning. You just look at this roster and you don't get enamored like you do with the LA Chargers, for instance. But what happens when the LA Chargers come to Nashville with their Greek god quarterback and their Joey Bosa and their Khalil Mack and all these millions of dollars of contracts and just, we're the flashiest team in the league. They just whoop them up and down the field. And yeah, I know the game went to overtime, but go watch it again. The Titans outplayed these guys, just moving the ball up and down the field. Ryan Tannehill completes like 82% of his passes. The defense just making life miserable on Justin Herbert. Not letting the Chargers run the ball. I know Austin Eckler was out, but to take the Chargers going from 234 rushing yards in week 1 to nothing doing in week 2, they sack Herbert. They hurry him on every other play. Their cornerbacks are coming up and fitting in the run game, just bruising people. Derrick Henry and Tyjae Spears running the ball well behind an offensive line that is completely depleted. Best player on the offensive line is Peter Skoronski, the rookie, and he didn't even play. That's why I thought so poorly of the Titans to begin with. They don't have an offensive line. It didn't matter. Move the ball up and down the field. 27 points on the Chargers, 1-1. Nearly beat the Saints. Just dragged the Saints out into the street. Just a rock fight. That's what they do. The Tennessee Titans, Mike Vrabel, of course. They strap up their chin strap. They put the helmet on. They're signing you up for 3 hours of hell. It doesn't matter who you are, how good you are. They might not win, but you're going to be sore as hell on Monday. And I forgot that. And I'm sorry, Tennessee Titans. So I hope this reflects it better. I don't know how good you are or where you're going, but you're very fun to watch because you're always in it. And I do appreciate that. All right. Where else can we go? Oh, yeah. The worst place in the power rankings, the very crowded middle. Can't say I'm excited about this. Like, guess what? When everybody's 1-1, you got to make some tough choices. And that's how I feel about the Atlanta Falcons jumping up 9 spots to number 9. Do I genuinely believe the Falcons are the number 9 team in the league? Not really, but look what happens here. I mean, Cleveland loses on Monday Night Football. They beat the Green Bay Packers. Cincinnati's in a free fall. The Lions lose. The Jags lose. Like, who goes to number 9? I guess I'll take a 2-0 team that knows how to run the hell out of the football. I mean, it's a formula that can win you some games. Like, the Falcons have a chance to win their division if Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier get going like we've seen in the first 2 weeks. Desmond Ridder, not going to wow you. But just like we were talking about with the Titans, if the quarterback can stay out of the way of a successful formula like this, it can take you pretty far. So am I in love with the Falcons? Do I love that they're in my top 10? Not really, but through 2 weeks, I think they deserve it. Can say something similar about my number 8 team, the Seattle Seahawks, jumping up 7 spots. Yeah, I had them at 15 a week ago because they look hopeless against the Rams. They're in the top 10 now. Do I feel great about this stuff? Not really. But again, look at the middle class of the NFL through 2 weeks and tell me what to do. They go on the road without their offensive tackles, and they look like they did last year, throwing the ball all over the yard. Geno Smith looking like a Pro Bowler once again. The defense playing opportunistic football, getting 3 takeaways. I'm not saying week 1 never happened, but hey, maybe the Rams are better than we thought they were. I think that's certainly possible based on what we've seen so far. So, I mean, if you look at this thing, if you look at my list, after the first 7, I feel really good about the first 7. And then spots like 8 through 21 is just a nightmare. So take it up with somebody else if you got a problem with it. We'll sort it out as we go. Moving up to the top of this thing. This one's a lot more fun. It feels a lot more clear. And I'm ready to kick the hornet's nest, if I'm being honest. I got the Philadelphia Eagles falling to number 3 in the power rankings. They're down a spot. You're fine, Eagles. You're 2-0. I get it. But you're banged up and you haven't been playing great football. And the top of the power rankings is for teams playing great football. Eagles beat the Vikings by 6. They slipped past the New England Patriots in week 1 by 5. You're fine. But have you been as good as your division rival, the Dallas Cowboys? No, you have not. No, you have not. I'm sorry. It's just not true. The Cowboys mauling people left and right. 70-10 combined score through 2 games. They beat the Giants. They beat the Jets. They look efficient on offense. They're terrifying on defense. That pass rush getting after absolutely everybody. I can't believe we have to wait until November for the Cowboys to play the Eagles. I did not have the guts to jump the Cowboys into the top spot. And I'll be honest, that's purely because I know that my top team, the San Francisco 49ers, has sent them home in the playoffs 2 years in a row. I can't jump the Cowboys over the Niners just yet. But as I've already said, week 5, Dallas, San Francisco, not going to be surprised if the top spot in the NFL is on the line in that game. I can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome. But for the time being, yeah, check that out. For all the love for the AFC, we got NFC teams in the top 3 spots: Niners, Cowboys, Eagles at the top of the NFL. I don't know about the whole muddy middle, but I feel pretty good about the top. That's the power rankings. I appreciate y'all so much. Please hop in the comments. Tell me I'm dumb. Tell me you don't like it. We'll do it again next week. It's fine. Till then, we will be back on Thursday. I'm your host, Dave Helman. Go find us on Spotify. Go find us on Apple Podcasts. Go find us on YouTube. I can't tell y'all how much I'm enjoying it. It seems like you're enjoying it as well. Again, we're going to be doing this all through the season. So even though it feels like we've already been doing this for months, we are just getting started. I can't wait. Thank y'all so much. I'll catch you next time.